since Ferguson,
Mm-hmm.
1 year since Black Lives Matter,
Mm-hmm.
almost 1 year since I Can't Breathe. What's changed? How have we improved, progressed?
I don't know. How have we improved? It seems like I don't know that there's been any awareness. Maybe there's more. Maybe I mean it's more out there. Everybody kind of knows the tagline "Black Lives Matter." But what do you think has changed, Michelle? We just had a man in Cincinnati that was shot in the head. That was what, maybe a month ago. Not even. The Bland lady, again, we don't know what happened. She just, we don't know if they supposedly are saying she committed suicide, but first of all, we know she should have never been stopped in the first place. But it always seems, is it a coincidence that it's just Black people that this happens to? Name me one incident where the opposite has been true. Black cop, white young man, or white woman end up dead. Name me one incident that gets some publicity on TV where this is happening with the police force. Now, the last incident with this guy, this cop was a Cincinnati college cop, so he wasn't a state enforcement agent, law enforcement guy or whatever. But the point that I'm making is it never seems to be the opposite. It's never a Black cop killing. Some of it has been pure out and out murder, as far as I'm concerned. A white woman or a white guy. So it's funny because this whole Cecil the Lion thing, and don't get me wrong. Okay, don't get me wrong. I think that whole hunting thing, sport hunting, I've never really understood that in the first place. But Cecil was an animal. Okay, they're boycotting. They're out in front of his house. They're spray painting his garage or whatever people are doing. And I'm not saying that people shouldn't be upset about it, Michelle. But certainly, people should be more upset about a human being who is on their way to a job or stopped because you were missing a tag on the front of your car and you end up with a bullet in your head. That's a little more important to me than Cecil. And like I said, I think that person probably has issues as well, but that's still an animal. We're talking about animal, human. I don't know what has changed except for you're hearing more of these stories, Michelle. What has changed?
I think the only thing that I think what I've witnessed is that we've changed. We as a race have started to pay more attention to ourselves. Enough is enough, or just an appreciation of each other a little bit more, an understanding of gathering together to support one another in ways that I don't think I've seen before. I can't address what other races are doing. I never expected to see changes in other races. I don't think.
No.
I never expected to see changes in other races. I want to believe that they recognize that all lives matter,
right,
as we said. But I understand when you bring up Cecil the Lion. I understand that there are certain races who highly revere animals in a way that they don't revere certain humans. I don't want to say it's all humans. I just think it's certain humans. I actually recognize that there are races who see our issues as our problems that we could be handling differently. It's impossible to see something that doesn't, well, not impossible. It could be impossible to see something that just doesn't, you just have no understanding of.
You don't identify with it.
You cannot. I mean, I don't want to say can't identify. I don't think they're able to identify with something that is so remotely
That's not their experience.
pulled away from their experience. Yeah,
absolutely.
So, but I want to see us recognize our new experience as coming together, building something, creating something. Like I said, loving each other. I still feel like there's a piece where we should recognize our value within ourselves, within our race. I was telling my son how I still find it so uncomfortable when I walk past a black woman or a black man, and I see that you won't look at me. And I told my son, I said, you know what? Even dogs sniff each other's butts when they see each other. They don't have to be the same breed of dog. They don't even have to. They might bark when they get through doing what they're doing. But there's an acknowledgement of you're a dog, I'm a dog. Okay, dogs and cats might be a little something crazy. There might be a little, but when I see a beautiful African American woman, whether we are supposedly of the same class within our race or not,
right?
I want to say something, and I'll get this. And so, okay, like I said, let's pretend we're dogs. We gotta sniff each other's butts, but we can at least go, "Hey, girl, I see you. You see me? Oh, hey, come on, girl, I see you." But I went a little far. That's another show. I simply feel like we've started to grow and embrace each other, and I think I think if nothing else, what we have suffered or gone through this past year should be for our betterment, our development, our growth. We often hear that when we're down in a valley, it's for something. It looks real bad, but it's something for us to grow. I'd like to see the race grow, and I think we're starting a bit. I'm seeing more of Black women acknowledging each other's beauty and men doing the same thing. So outside of the race, I don't know. I'd like to believe. I certainly believe that there's some who feel very passionate and understand that none of this is good. None of this is good.
I just maybe I'm naive, but I just feel like you would see much more of a change if it was someone else that was experiencing what we're experiencing. There would be tangible evidence of change. I don't care if it would be change in laws. I don't care if it would be dash cams on every car, cameras on every helmet, across every police force in the country. There would be some change,
certainly,
and so that's what I believe.
Well, I don't disagree, but I absolutely believe that. I don't want to say just because we're the minority we can't get certain things done, but we happen to be the minority. And I think when once we mobilize and start doing some of the things that they do to get things done, I thought I would have seen more of the petitions coming through change.org, petitions to petition legislation. I want to see us do more than get really upset. I want to see us start going out there. I ask people all the time, when you get a bad meal, do you take the receipt and call customer service and tell them? Or do you just fuss about it? Do you just complain about it? When you drive away from a drive-through, some of us don't want to go back and take it back, but it starts with something as simple as that. Do you stand up for what is right for you just in a very basic way? We have to start mobilizing and I'm not saying that we're not. I don't know absolutely every initiative that has occurred towards this thing that we're involved in, but I just feel like once we start to just do things the same way they do it, I think we're going to have to start using their tactics and creating change.
And again, we're coming up on the next 2016 presidential elections, and so that being said, one of the things we have to do is make sure that we're voting, and so that's legislative wise, and that's the only way we're going to be able to affect real changes. We participate in the system. We can't sit back and say, "Oh, it don't matter." It don't matter. It does matter. It all matters. If it didn't matter, they wouldn't be trying to prevent you from voting.
So you know what you need to do? You need to let us know what you've seen change. We'd love to hear from you. What have you seen become better? What maybe has gotten worse? And what initiatives are going on in your town or in your state that we might not know about here in Florida that Phil wants to share? So let us know. You know how to reach us.
Yes, you do.
You know how to reach us. So. We're looking forward to hearing from you.
We'll see you next time.
Oh, now, baby.